Good evening. Is the state's prison system running a hotel?
We've learned in at least one case they were running both. An inmate stayed for nearly a month after his sentence was served to include free room, board, and medical service, with the tab picked up by taxpayers. Here's News 13's Crystal Gutierrez.
Now, Jessica Dean, typically inmates are counting down the days to walk out of prison, but one actually signed a waiver to stay behind prison walls in Los Lunas.
The inmate stayed an extra 19 days after his sentence was complete. Each day he spent behind bars cost you, the taxpayer, $128. Including the day he was supposed to be released, his total stay cost $2,560.
Our stance has always been to do what's right for the community and what's right for our offenders.
Corrections spokesperson Alex Tomlin says the unnamed inmate was housed in Los Lunas because he suffers from multiple sclerosis. Tomlin says a long-term facility that had agreed to take him after his release backed out, so
they tried about 20 different facilities trying to find someone who would be willing to take him.
Tomlin says public safety was also a concern. The inmate, a repeat offender, was first sent to prison for second-degree murder and robbery. In 2010, he was put on probation for drug charges. He violated his probation and was sent back to prison in 2011. Tomlin says finding him a place was needed.
He could turn back to substance abuse. He could rob or burglarize somebody to get what he needs. He could end up having to go to an emergency room and rack up a bill that taxpayers are going to pay.
Tomlin says UNM Hospital agreed to take him in October 15th. That's nearly a month after his release date.
It's definitely less than an ideal situation.
The president of the Rio Grande Foundation, a conservative watchdog group, says this was not the best idea.
It's not the state's responsibility, or the county's or whoever's responsibility to go find that person a future living arrangement.
And he worries this one time could only be the beginning.
You don't want to start a precedent that other people are going to start demanding that the government give them a place to stay after they're released.
Now, prison officials say a halfway house wouldn't have been able to tend to the inmates' medical needs. They also say in no way will this case set a precedent that any inmate can stay locked up just because they don't have a place to go. Back to you.
Okay, Crystal, Department of Correction officials say along with MS, the inmate also has a mental capacity of a young child. Because of HIPAA regulations, the inmate's name will not be released.